Being in the right state of mind is, I think, what's going to get you through the holidays. And then come January, you're not thinking, oh, now I need to be on the diet again. You were never on the diet anyway. Your mindset shifted. The way you saw things changed. And that made all the difference. Hi everyone, this is Voula Manousos with Nutrition Design with you in mind, with another Table Talk with Voula. I've got a nice little topic here for you. It's always an issue during this time of the year. I hear it a lot from patients and private clients that I have. How do I manage my weight or my eating during the holiday season? How do we make this whole 2 or 3 months something of peace and joy and not something to be struggling with and feeling guilty about? Why are people scared of the holidays, really, and the eating? Probably because they have an either or mentality. You're either on the diet or you are off the diet. And usually during the holidays, we are off the diet, right? And people will say, well, it's the holidays. It doesn't matter. We'll just, leave caution to the wind. We'll do whatever. Okay. And then we'll figure it out in January. Why do you have to be on or off the diet? Why can't we just be on a path of fulfilling eating experiences? And what does that mean? Well, just the opportunity to be able to eat what you want at a party or with your friends or with your families, just because it'll make you feel full and satisfied, because it's cultural or because it's nourishing or because you want to. And what's wrong with that? And assigning guilt to the food and the eating is when you run into the trouble. Try to kind of remove yourself from yourself for a minute and look at yourself from the outside in and kind of pause and reflect. Do you feel like eating? Do you want to eat? Assess your hunger and fullness. Take a minute to pause. So thinking about this from a mindset perspective, I think, is a little different than just being reactive about it. I do want to be able to give you a few tips to get you through the holidays, all under the umbrella of mindset, on how to get through the holidays with grace, with peace, and without the food guilt. Tip number 1. Stick to your regular routines. This is a big one, okay? Again, always under the umbrella of mindset should be, okay, well, what am I doing now? I'm in the right state of mind, but how do I approach this? What's my game plan? And of course, it's not going to be a regular day. Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, you're not working. Maybe the kids are home from school, so you're not driving them to school. So things will change, and that's okay. Make sure that you're keeping to your routines as much as you can. If you're cooking for Thanksgiving and maybe you feel you don't have the time for your morning workout, then maybe, when you got the turkey popped in and you got your sides kind of going, maybe you can just put in a YouTube video for 10-15 minutes just to get your blood flowing. You'll feel so much better to tackle the rest of the day. The other piece that's really important is don't go to a party or a gathering extremely hungry. Now, I'm not asking people to eat their dinner and then go to the party. No, because the whole point of the party is there's going to be people, there's going to be food, and you want to partake in that. And that's totally fair and it's totally okay. But you don't want to have this attitude of, I'm going to a party at 7 o'clock this evening, and so I will have nothing to eat other than my cereal in the morning because I'm going to save myself for all of those calories at the end of the night because I don't want to overdo it. Well, you'll end up overdoing it and then you'll just eat a lot more than you would. So really trying to have something with protein, something with a little fiber, some healthy fat, something that is satisfying, just something really light to take the edge off before you go to that party because then that's all you'll be able to think of, the food. Don't hang around the bar and the buffet. What do you think happens when you're hanging around the bar? You're going to drink more. You're going to order more alcohol, right? And if you're right around the buffet the whole time, then you'll be more prone to just mindlessly picking out what's there. And again, that's not a conscious decision. And we want you to be conscious about things. So just, grab your plate, get what you want to get, and then remove yourself from the buffet, from the bar area, and then have the conversation that you want to be having to not only break bread, but to really connect. Okay, so it's not just about the food. Mind your alcohol. We were talking about bars. You want to mind your alcohol because a lot of calories come from the alcohol and people don't even realize it. And not just the tutti frutti drinks that have a lot of, juices and other sodas and sugar in them. But, even straight up alcohol has, depending on the alcohol, it's around 100 calories, 120 calories per drink. So you want to be mindful of that. So I tell people to grab a drink and grab a bottle of water in the other hand, and then kind of nurse your drink, enjoy it. If you're having dinner and a drink, really try to enjoy the pairings that maybe the host or the hostess has made, which brings me to my next point, which is keeping mindless eating and drinking at bay. Keeping one hand busy with water or seltzer might kind of help you avoid mindless appetizers that are being passed out at a party. So keep that one in mind. I really like that one. The other one, which I think is really important, is minding your company. Minding your company is as important as what you're eating, how you're eating, when you're eating. You do not want to be around toxic people. This is what drives a lot of the stress, a lot of the binge eating, a lot of the emotional conversations that can lead to binge eating and emotional eating, maybe drinking too much. And that just increases your stress levels. You're not eating out of pleasure anymore. You're just trying to squash an emotion. If you know who's going to be at the party, then you kind of know, you know what, you can be polite, you can be cordial, but you don't really have to converse with the people that are going to get you going. So really minding your company at parties, but just in general, I think, really helps kind of reduce the stress and allows you to be more mindful. The other really important one is you don't have to please everybody. Just because people are offering you food, oh, please have this, or did you try that, or did you have Aunt Sally's apple pie? And hey, you're preaching to the choir. I come from a Greek background. You got aunties and the grandmothers and the mothers. You need to eat. You need to eat. Did you try this? I made this for you. And they guilt you into eating. And my God, by the time you're done, you've had Aunt Sally's, Aunt Effie's, and Aunt Georgia's food, all in one foul swoop, and you don't want any of it. You can just politely say, thanks, it was delicious, but I'm stuffed. And being okay with it, really meaning it. And that's a little bit of an art, really taking the time to say that and mean it. I'm okay. And if I'm hungry, I know where to find that food. Thank you so very much. And if there are people in your company that are making maybe negative comments or snide comments about how you're eating or what you're selecting on the buffet table or at dinner, you really want to be able to politely change the subject, because it's none of their business how you choose to eat and what you choose to drink. So really trying to stay away from the toxicity and really trying to be able to talk to people in a way where they understand that you're setting some boundaries. Another really good one, tip number 8, is one day of overeating will not break the bank. So you weren't very mindful. Well, last time I checked, we were all human. Nobody was perfect here. So that's okay. So you have to be okay. Again, try to remove yourself from the situation and look at you from the outside in and say, all right, well, this happened today. I had a couple of extra drinks. I had a couple of extra apps. I feel rotten this morning. I have heartburn. I'm bloated. I just have so much indigestion. I might have a headache from drinking too much alcohol. And just noting that, right? Like how you feel and not wanting to feel like that again. And saying, you know what? It's okay. I'm just going to chalk this up and tomorrow's another day. And if it happens once or twice, it happened once or twice. And being able to do that and being gentle and removing the guilt around it is when you don't approach the food in a negative way the next time. Tip 9. Is don't forget movement. Movement is super important. And note how I didn't say exercise, because oftentimes when people hear the word exercise, unless they're like avid athletes or avid exerciser, people who exercise on a regular basis, it just kind of conjures a negative connotation. Oh God, I have to go to the gym. Well, please people, if you don't want to go to the gym, don't go to the gym. If you don't like treadmills, don't hop on a treadmill. But if you like parking the car a couple of blocks away and walking so you can breathe some fresh air after work so you can run your errands, why don't you do that? Passive movement is good too. So really choosing something that'll bring you joy and pleasure is paramount. So don't do something because somebody told you have to do it. Do it because you want to do it. And really trying to carve out the 10-15 minutes without saying, you know what, it's only 10 minutes, it's not worth anything. That adds up. And it not only makes you feel good, but it gives you the energy, the peace, and the calm. So it's really important to always try to incorporate movement. The other thing I do want to note is that it's important to protect your downtime. We talked about setting boundaries. The teachers at your kid's school might ask you, oh, can you volunteer for this or that? Or somebody might ask you to run an extra errand. Listen. If you don't have the bandwidth to do it and you just feel badly and you just want to help these people out, but you know it's going to break you, just politely say, I can't do that. I'll be able to help you in January with such and such event. Really try to protect yourself, because the more you have that stress on your back, oh, I can't, I have to do this and I have to do that and I have to do the other. That is when it kind of spirals out of control, and then you kind of miss your lunch, you miss your snack, you don't eat dinner because you're trying to run around, doing so many different things that you're not taking care of yourself. So please protect your downtime. The other one that's really important is indulging in self-pampering. We've talked about self-care. It wouldn't be right of me not to insert 2 little bits about this. And this is especially important during the holidays, okay? And I'm not just talking about a manicure so you can go to the holiday party, but really, whether that means meditating for 10, 15 minutes using an app that can be free, actually, or doing something that's really pleasing, maybe like a hot bubble bath at the end of the night. But do something that's for you exclusively, not for your partner or for your friend or for your children, but exclusively for you. And I usually tell people to do it around times of stress. Try to shift your thinking during the holidays, okay? Instead of throwing out all of your healthy eating habits and your lifestyle behaviors from October to January, just think of this as a different time, a fun time, a time to enjoy family and friends, and really trying to stick to your routines. And being in the right state of mind is, I think, what's going to get you through the holidays. And then come January, you're not thinking, oh, now I need to be on the diet again. You were never on the diet anyway. Your mindset shifted. The way you saw things changed. And that made all the difference. I hope this was helpful. Food for thought. Sorry for the cliche. But I really want you to think about this, right? Really think about the mindset piece. That is absolutely huge. If you have any other questions, drop me a line at Voula at mynutritiondesign.com. Or if you want some more information on my private program and my offerings, please go to www.mynutritiondesign.com. I would love to be able to connect with you. Until then, I bid you adieu to your health and to great food always.